Well, ladies and gentlemen, so today we are going to be doing 11th Lord in the 10th house. And what happens when the planet that controls your 11th house is in the 10th house. And yeah, I know I haven't made a video in a couple of days because I've just been so busy because the deadline is coming up for the magazine and I have to, finalize everything. But today we're going to be discussing that. And as always, if you do not know where your 11th Lord is, where your Lord through houses are, for that check out the links here and check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects at the Speed of Light, including all the new options that are here. So, 11th house. What is the 11th house? 11th house represents your network circles, your professional friends that you make, in life. It's your hopes and wishes, elder sibling. It's gains in life, all kinds of gains, liquid gains, gains through investments mainly, okay? It's a house of achievement and recognition. Not as in recognition, you might think like fame. It's more of being recognized and receiving fame in a tight-knit group setting or an organization. So usually this means like in a corporate environment, you will be recognized. You'll be receiving achievements like Salesman of the Year, things like that. And then what is the 10th house? 10th house is the house of career. Not as in career, I shouldn't say that. It's more like your work environment. Shows your relationship with authorities, your bosses. It's your father, government, and it's fame, okay? Because 10th house is the brightest house in the sky. It's the first thing that you see when you go outside, up in the sky. That's the 10th house. So everybody gets to see that, okay? And it also represents your reputation and your image into the world. Like how your reputation is, what people think of you. So when 11th Lord goes into the 10th house, what this shows is that through your network circle and through the help of your friends, you are able to achieve success in career. These are the people who, through the help of their network circles, they will be able to get a job, they will be able to get a promotion, they will be able to even be successful in political arena or even receive some sort of a help from government. You have friends your friends are very authoritative figures. Your friends are either political figures or people up in higher status, like since you're a manager, you go to a conference of managers or vice presidents and you make contacts with other vice presidents and owner of companies. And so your network circle is becoming very professional. It's no longer about friendship anymore. Friendship is there, don't get me wrong. But there is a strict connection to having that network circle to help you achieve success in your career. Shows that elder sibling, if you have one, plays a significant role in showing you achievements in your career. But at the same time, remember, it's 12th from itself, right? Where 12th house become expense and losses. What this shows is that due to your network circle, your expenses rise. You're the kind of person who will go out to a party and will pay for friends. You go out for dinner with your professional network circle, and what happens is because you want to get that deal, because you know that if you were to take care of these friends or network circles, they will give you that reference that you need to get the job. So what ends up happening is that you take care of them, you pay for them, you spend money on your network circle. So they end up giving you expense in life. You help your elder sibling out a lot, because he has helped you out a lot. So the expenses are cured in that situation. But at the end, thing is, you have to realize is that 10th house is also the house of father. And what this shows is that one can become really good friends with his or her father. Your father kind of becomes the source of your network circle. Your father perhaps must have taken you to a lot of parties, a lot of organized events where you met your friends, where you met your network circle. So father too becomes a catalyst here, because father's house is the 10th house, because it's directly opposite to the mother. Okay, so you gain a lot from father, from elder sibling, and from network circles. Sure, there are expenses, but the return is a lot better. So, but depending upon what planet is controlling, the 11th house and goes into the 10th house, well, might differentiate, what kind of network circle you have, what kind of situations you run into. So let's discuss that. So let's say Sun controls your 11th house and goes into the 10th house. What this shows is that through your elder sibling and network circle that you create in your life, you will be able to attain authoritative positions. And with those authoritative positions, you will find your emotional balance. You will be emotionally connected to your reputation. You are very keen about your reputation. Anytime your reputation goes haywire, you emotionally just don't feel right. Your personality, your ego just gets down until your ego is lifted back up through a better reputation. That's because Sun is in the sign of Cancer here. And shows that through the father, your ability to get a job was quite evident. Perhaps father helped you in introducing you to someone, or just helping you with your advice with career. Like, father plays a very strong role here. You kind of actually will also follow what your father might have done with this position. Your investments and your gains that you put in life, maybe your father was a locomotive of that. Your father used to invest in Pepsi stock all his life and he made money. What happens with these people, they will invest in the Pepsi stock because their father did that. Their father, perhaps collected, baseball, cricket cards. And they used to sell them and make money. Somehow you kind of start doing those things. But mainly what this shows is that elder sibling and father are very authoritative figures in your life. And you kind of admire them. You look at them as somebody higher than you. You look at them as the kings of the kingdom. Okay. Now, obviously, if you have like bad situated Sun, or Moon is in the bad position with Sun being in the bad position, then of course you're going to be running into power struggles with authority and your father. But mainly this is what you usually see. Let's say if Moon controls your 11th house, Moon goes into the 10th house, shows you love to be emotionally be connected to your network circles, and you like to make network circles with people who you can discuss ideas with, where you can discuss information with. You kind of are this person who just wants to communicate a lot with authoritative people with your who you're friends with, your network circle, your elder sibling. Your whole mind is about communication. Your investments goes into things related to, communication and ideas. Perhaps you become an entrepreneur through your help of your network circles. You become a writer because of the things you learned from your friends and network circle. Your father was like this mother to you, because you emotionally connected with your father, an authoritative figure or father figure in your life. And that person was just this kind of like this mother for you. It doesn't mean that you did not have love for the mother. Of course you did. But there was this just emotional connection with your father, And your father gave you a lot of ideas. Your elder sibling gave you a lot of ideas about doing different things in life. So these people do very good in businesses, being an entrepreneur. And being an entrepreneur, you gotta have to have network circle. So it's one of those perfect positions for that. And let's say if Mercury controls your 11th house, Mercury goes into the 10th house, shows you love to create network circles with people whom you can gain investments, through whom you can really, become a good money manager. You can learn. You like to be friends with people who are either good in math or good with calculating numbers, good with, how to manage money. You want to make friends with people, you can go to play golfing with, and then at the same time while you're golfing, you can learn about investment strategies and how to make money in the stock market, how to do this and that. And obviously you do the same thing with your father and your elder sibling. So this Mercury is always out there wanting to just learn how to manage money, how to manage assets, how to invest money, what to do with money. So these are the kind of friends you definitely make in your life. And you also make great manager, you make great accountant with these kind of a position. Your work environment is all about, managing things, calculating things, or simply expressing yourself communicatively. Let's say if Venus controls your 11th house, goes into the 10th house, shows through your network circle, you are able to find creativity within your work. You like to be friends with people with whom you can achieve fame and success in entertainment, success in media. Perhaps you're a lawyer and you are this lawyer who just loves to be in front of the media. You want your court case to go to the media. You like to create friends who might be able to get you that fame that you want. Father was a very artistic feminine figure, including the elder sibling, whether male or female. Father was this great artistic person, had this feminine features, and through your father you were able to understand women and you were able to respect women. Why? Because 10th house is a house of respect. It's where your reputation rises and falls. With Venus being here shows you respect authoritative women. Your work environment is surrounded by authoritative women, and through women you are able to gain success in career. Perhaps doesn't matter if you're a bad guy or good guy, you take advantage of women, you have many girlfriends, but those girlfriends kind of got you where you were. Perhaps through their girlfriends, friends, brothers, cousin, you were able to become an IAS officer. Things of that nature. But mainly your work environment is going to be beautiful. It's going to be all about creative things and creativity and applying creative things. Even if you're a lawyer, you're going to be using your creativity. You're going to become an actor as a lawyer. You're in marketing, definitely you're going to be a creative genius. And you will gain authoritative position in creative fields. Let's say if Mars controls your 11th house, goes into the 10th house, shows that this person can definitely achieve success and gain success in military, in police work, in government work, in spy work, or even in sports. You like to create friends with people who are very macho, who are able to be physically stand with you on the same ground, who are very competitive. And at the same time, you kind of become competitive in a general and work through the help of your network circle, and especially mainly male friends. Even if you're a female, you will have a lot of male network circle. And usually if you notice, with women with 11th Lord in the 10th house Mars, they always have some sort of a trouble in marriage. Why? Because obviously the husband's going to get jealous that my wife has so many male friends. And I've seen that literally, I can probably tell you 18 out of 18 times. Just for curiosity, when I learned about these positions and I came across them and I asked them, hey, tell me, is your husband kind of jealous of your friends and all that? And I didn't tell them that they have male friends. And they're like, yes. He's very wary of who I'm talking to at a party, who I'm calling, and mainly a majority of my clients and network circle are male. So that's something that you might notice too if you do this kind of experiment. But mainly these people have the strongest willpower to achieve anything. They make great managers, they make great real estate agents, they make great police officers, soldiers, because whatever their work environment is, from an actor to a lawyer, it'll always be competitive, it'll always be full of war zone. Meaning if you're an actor, you'll be doing action scenes, male or female. You're a lawyer, you're going to be probably involved in criminal cases, stabbing cases, shooting cases. So, but the thing is, these people have the strongest willpower to achieve anything that they want in this life. Let's say if Jupiter controls your 11th house, goes into the 10th house, shows through your network circles of friends and elder sibling and father, you gain a lot of money. You're well respected in society. You are known as a very knowledgeable person on anything. Even if you do not have a degree in your life, people will be like, man, this guy knows a lot. And because of the fact, you create friendships with people who know a lot of information, whether spiritual information, religious information, or financial information. You kind of absorb that and you spread that as your vibe. So people are like, oh, this guy is very respected. Let's go to him for advice. In your work environment, even if it's creative or not, you're going to be this advisor, this guru, this counselor. Meaning if you're in entertainment, you might become a counselor on a set. You're an army general and you're on a set in a entertainment industry or a film set where you're telling people how a general acts, how the army and military procedures take place. But no matter what the work environment is, from marketing to toilet cleaning to anything, you'll be an advisor. You'll become a counselor eventually. Let's say if Saturn controls your 11th house, goes into the 10th house, shows through the axis of authoritative figures, very strict, old, mature figures, you were able to steadily and slowly gain your respect in society. Early on, you may not have been so respected. You probably were known as a criminal or a thug or somebody, just very getting into headbuttings with other people. Now, Saturn will not do that with every single time, depending upon what kind of sign Saturn is in. But Saturn, what it does is kind of limits your ability to make the right friends growing up. Either he'll limit the ability for you to make any kind of friends and gain success from them, or if he does that, he'll kind of test you. He will give you the wrong friends, make you do the wrong things, he will punish you, and then you'll realize it, and then you will slowly start to gain things in life. Because here, this Saturn is a very disciplined Saturn with full of duties. Your Saturn will immediately from birth will give you a lot of duty towards your reputation, your father, your ability to make income. These are the people who kind of have to work early on in their life and work hard in their life to make their money. But these are the people who will do very good as government advocates, as lawyers, as government administrators, politicians. But anything that they do, okay, even if they're in the film industry, their work environment is very restricted, full of policies and rules and repetitive work. Perhaps you're a scriptwriter in the entertainment industry. If I see this kind of a Saturn, I'll be like, you know what? You have to be so guarded about who you talk to, what you talk about, because as a scriptwriter, you cannot talk to people about what the movie is about, how it will end, how it will begin. You have to be very secretive about these things. Now, if you have a Venus or some other Mercury, you'll be very social about it. You'll be very chatting about it. But Saturn puts you in a very restrictive position, very strict position. Automatically, you'll be under a umbrella of a director, producer who wants you to be following certain rules. So it's all about following policies and rules growing up. So what happens is in their work environment, when they become bosses, they become very strict bosses. They want you to come in on time and leave exactly on time, not a minute late or not a minute early. And Saturn is a slow moving planet, so slowly they realize the ego and the power that they have in their life. Because of the fact Saturn breaks the ego down in work environment. They were so humbled growing up, that anytime if they try to become authoritative growing up, before their Saturn returned, before the age of 28 or 30, they were broken down into pieces. Perhaps they became manager and they suddenly started to guide everybody. They got demoted, they got fired, they got laid off in front of everybody. They were humiliated. And so their ego was broken down. And then they realized, oh, maybe I shouldn't be so strict. Maybe I need to be more mellow. Maybe I need to be more mature about how I act with people. So Saturn is lessons, but remember, Saturn does very well in the 10th house. Because once you realize your true power without the ego and humbleness, Saturn sends you straight up. So if you realize it early, it's only better for you. Okay? So guys, this was my analysis of 11th Lord in the 10th house. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And again, if you want to know where your 11th Lord is placed and all my books, reports, and all my other options, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.